Yeah, so welcome to the live stream conversations, UG. Most welcome, Ernest. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, absolutely. How are you
Okay,
doing too?
doing fantastic. Benjamin,
Mm.
how are you doing, Benjamin?
Yes, I'm good. How are you? I'm live from Mutungo.
Live from
Mm.
Mutungo. Nice to be joining in, Benjamin. First and foremost,
Thank
we
you.
are going to be talking about social media bullying. But before we go deeper into this topic, I just want you guys to give a brief introduction of who you are so that people have an idea of who is talking to them. We can start with Ernest.
Yeah, as usual, I'm Adele Ernest, digital marketing strategist and social media manager at Tout Media. I'm also the coordinator, and that's basically what I do.
Okay, cool. And Ernest, where are you joining in from?
I'm joining in from Gayaza.
Guys are nice.
You can see
Benjamin.
the background.
Yes?
Yes, I can see there's a lot of green behind Ernest. The environment is looking fantastic. Yes, Benjamin, a brief introduction of who you are so that people know who they are actually listening to.
Okay. In case you've just joined us, I'm Igunera Benjamin. I'm a digital marketer at Tout Media, and I'm joining in from Mutungo.
Fantastic. So first things first, you guys know that there is a very, very big hashtag that has been trending for the last 1 week and a half or 2 weeks. And it looks like the conversation is getting deeper. People are picking interest into this conversation. Now, we are going to be speaking about social media bullying. And as you know, we live in a generation where the internet has become a very essential tool today. And because of that, many people, both old, the young, the teachers, people of all professions, have moved to the internet. And on the internet, there are what we call social media platforms. But many people have also got a very, very big challenge when it comes to using these platforms. In other countries, of which even our country is included in these statistics that I'm going to talk about, I think people have even lost life as a result of social media bullying. Relationships have broken as a result of that. Careers have been destroyed as a result of social media bullying. So this is the conversation we want to focus on today. And Ernest, in your own opinion, tell us, have you ever experienced social media bullying, or has anyone around you ever experienced social media bullying?
Yes, actually, I'm a victim too. They might be minor because we try to hold it within ourselves. I've also had friends who have gone through this, and it has really impacted negatively on them. I will actually break it down. Most guys may think social media bullying is mainly on the major platforms, the big ones, but it also cuts across. You may find someone being bullied in a WhatsApp group, and it really affects it mentally, disturbs them. They get a loss of esteem and fear to even get let me say express themselves out there. They feel like they're lacking something. They feel like they can't make it out there because of the negative things said about them. Social media bullying is really a very bad thing. If you are to actually cut deeper, you'll find that so many people have even committed suicide because of this social media bullying. I wouldn't like to mention, but like you've had some time back, Instagram had even reached a point of trying to remove the likes because most guys were using that as a way of bullying others. In that the more likes you have, they feel like, okay, so and so is better than so and so, basing on their likes. So indirectly, like, they are forcing people to pitch for fame, and someone who doesn't have that fame and spotlight gets actually loses the focus, and is psychologically and mentally disturbed. That's
Wow. Wow. Meanwhile, talking about the Instagram conversation, I have also been reading several reports where many people have been body shamed, and also people looking into this other aspect of thinking that, hey, when I have more followers, I'm more superior than other people, and maybe also some other people attacking them. So was bullying the one of the actual reasons Instagram was trying to adjust the likes, you say, right?
yeah, indirectly, yes, because one thing leads to the other. When you have more likes, yeah, it puts you at okay, it's like an assumption, like you're above others. So you are forced to torment those without, and that is an indirect kind of bullying. Like, you can't make it, you can't reach where I am, and you find it's actually persuading people to look up to those. So I feel like, yeah, some bit of bullying.
Okay. Also, I think Benjamin has gone off, but he'll be joining us soon. So, Ernest, we know that for the last 2 weeks we've had an issue where social media bullying has been trending in Uganda, and of course, some people have come out to say they have been victims. We have a person like Sheila Gashumba who came out and said she's been bullied on social media as a result of fake stories that have been written about her and made about her on TV. And they came out strongly. She's been all over media for the social media bullying. But honestly, in your own opinion, do we also have social media bullying being propagated from TV stations? Do you think there is an interconnection between what happens on social media or the internet and what the mainstream media is doing?
Yes, actually, they have a very big connection. It's more like of an evolution. Remember, like back in the days, we were on TV. Now we're moving to the internet. So I feel like all platforms cut across. I really feel like this would be a very big effect because the internet never forgets. You know, once your life is on the internet, it's really hard to bring it off, most especially if you're involved in scandals. So if someone is bold, it's going to affect them negatively. In that, for example, if someone is body shamed, if fake lies are spread, propaganda, it's going to be hard for such a person to come out of such a situation because all that is portrayed almost everywhere. So getting it off will be a problem. So you find employees, like managers, when they're recruiting people, they try to make a background check and they find like you're involved in such, you end up missing up on opportunities. People tend to look at you in a different way. Like they look at you as a negative person, yet in actual sense, you aren't. It's just like some kind of weird propaganda going on. So cleaning up that mess really takes a lot. It comes with depression, it comes with rejection, like there's so much that social media bullying does.
Yeah, and Ernest, also one thing that I have discovered, of course, in other parts of the world, social media bullying is talked about as a major problem in the communities. In our part of the world, which is Uganda, and also I think most parts of Africa, when somebody commits suicide as a result of unknown reasons, there are not so many reports that come out to talk about the issues that could have caused these people to actually commit suicide or to do something that takes their lives. Do you think that it has been long overdue that we opened up on this conversation? Because I know a number of people that quit social media because they felt they had no one to support them and defend them. And as such, I also anticipate that many of these suicide cases we have and all these other things, even though in Africa, there is a culture that, you know, people don't rarely go into a discussion to talk about people that have taken their own lives. Could this be one of the underlying problems that we have for a very long time been ignoring?
Yes, for a very long time we've been ignoring aspects like this. I'll give you an example of people got social media to relax, to kill some depression, get encouraged, learn. But if someone is totally depressed physically, and then they get online hoping they're going to get encouragement and then they are bashed, they end up hating themselves. So if that's why you find them having such situations where they commit suicide. If I get online and I know I'm reaching out to someone to encourage me, and this person is banishing me, and I actually lose the confidence. Even brands, you find like a startup is launching a product out there, but because it's their first time in the market, they'll launch it and they'll get all that negative comment, and in other words, they'll fear to like stand in the market. They will easily move out because they feel like, okay, what they are bringing out there isn't the right thing. Yet in actual sense, there could be something they're trying to bring out that is really important. So they lose the focus. Then on the other hand,
Ernest, just try maybe to make your microphone firm, just to make it firm in yes, maybe yes, there. I think we can hear you well now.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
In summary, it doesn't only cut across individuals, it even goes as far as brands. You have seen brands spending a lot of money trying to clear their name because they're involved in a scandal that didn't carry enough water. But by the time they come out of this, there are so many damages that have been made.
Wow.
When
yes,
you were saying something?
No, go ahead.
Like, you tend to judge something based on people's perception till you meet them physically and you know, oh, so this isn't right. This is the real story behind it. People have been accused for committing abortions, and you know, like legal implications that come across with such things, rape incidences. It brings a very negative impact to their family. They actually get cut off. They bear the burden of shame, and yet it isn't their calling.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ernest, for that submission. So allow me to bring Patrick into this discussion. Hi, Patrick.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. Patrick, kindly tell us who you are first, and then we go on to the discussion.
I'm Patrick Timothy Tseka. I work as a communications manager at Tout Media, and I'm a digital marketer as well.
Okay. Patrick, we are talking about social media bullying. For the last 2 weeks, we've had the hashtag Stop Social Media Bullying in Uganda trending. First and foremost, Patrick, have you ever faced social media bullying yourself, or have you had someone close to you that has faced that challenge?
Personally, I haven't faced it, but I've had friends who have faced it. Friends around me, even just yesterday, someone faced it. Someone around me.
Okay, and what was the effect to them? Do you tell us the experience that these people went through, Patrick, if you can?
Actually, it's like she posted a picture of herself. It was a girl.
Yes.
It was a lady. Probably you might know her. She's called May, Modesta May, on Twitter. So she posted a picture of herself, and she was like someone. So it was actually on the hashtag. She was like someone talked about her nose being a socket nose. Yeah, and then they made fun of that. So after posting that, someone else came in and used her pic and was like, this is the lady abusing Baganda, something like that. It became sort of tribal. But she ran to me immediately, and I told her, you don't have to react. Because if you react to such a person, they are chasing clout. And if you respond to them, it could turn out really, really bad. Because I think the person who had attacked her had even lost the account he had before. So he could be gaining a following out of that.
Wow, that was so bad. So, Patrick, in your own opinion, do you think social media bullying is such a big problem that we need to give very big attention to in the recent times?
I think it's really a big problem because you know the internet never forgets, right? When you bully someone, it may hurt them and the people around them. So actually, a lot of backlog may be kept. You get the point? Like, like I said, the internet never forgets. Your children could see these very things that they talked about you, and they may take them as the right thing, and it may affect your whole situation in the future. It could be hard to explain to the kids.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you that social media bullying or whatever is put on the internet can actually drive through to your entire community, family, and everything. So, Patrick, the other question that I have for you, as somebody that is always on social media, recently, of course, Sheila Gashumba and God's Plan came out to narrate the kind of challenges they have been facing for almost the last 2 to 3 years as a result of stories that have been airing on TV stations, which actually are believed to be false. And they came out to express their struggles. It started out as a hashtag when they visited Sanyo FM, but in the end, we have discovered that you must have watched some of those videos that came from one of the TV stations that they are mentioning that actually has been airing all these programs which are carrying false content. What do you have to say about this scenario? What do you have to say about mainstream media running propaganda and resulting into very terrible effects to the people that have been actually mentioned in those stories? What is your take on that whole scenario?
These shows are made in a way that they're entertainment shows, right? And in a period as such, the entertainment industry itself is at a rise. You get the point? Like, it's trying to come up. You get the point? I don't think it is ethical to organize a show that actually pulls down such people. They're experiencing a lot, like they are stars. Everyone is just rising up. The whole industry is trying to raise in one way or another. So I think it's not really good to be putting them down. I don't really think it's right.
Okay, fantastic. Patrick, allow me to bring in Benjamin here to the
Okay.
discussion. Let me bring in Benjamin. Hi, Benjamin.
Hi, Ugaman.
Yeah, Benjamin, very, very fast. Tell us, have you faced social media bullying yourself or anyone around you? Have they faced social media bullying?
Yeah, actually, I've faced social media bullying so many times. I think the latest was in 2018. Actually, from one of my best friends currently. I think we had a serious tour on Twitter, the so-called tours, called it a war. Like those people were not used to Twitter terms, but it was a serious one, and it actually lasted for 3 days. And my friends were hurt. People close to me were telling me what's wrong, what's happening. It actually reached my family, and my family was wondering why can I be involved in such wars. I must say I was also a participant and a victim at the same time. But thank God I learned a lot from that tour. And from then, I actually had to visit someone professional to counsel me. It was serious. I don't know whether you guys have ever experienced a serious heartbreak. That was actually the feeling. I was so disappointed. I was so down. I almost quit Twitter because I was hit hard. I must say I was hit hard, yet I was a victim and a participant at the same time. So I must say social media bullying is a very bad thing, and it's so bad than actually we think it is. It is too bad. Now just imagine a situation where you see one of your parents being roasted on the timeline, like people are roasting, people are making fun of him. It's quite embarrassing, especially to the kids and what. So I must say I've experienced it and I've been a participant as well. But it is not a bad thing from the results. Back to you, Ugaman.
Okay, so Benjamin, you are actually saying there is a group of people that end up participating in this social media bullying unknowingly or knowingly, and in the end, they can also become victims out of that same practice. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. You see, someone posts something and then people join for fun, but they don't know they are participating in social media bullying. And it is actually two-way bad. They are affecting many, they are destroying careers. Someone posts a voice note and then someone brings them down. I mean, you're destroying careers, and some people are just participating for fun, which is too bad.
Yes, and also Benjamin, before we go off, I know very many people that have actually ended up posting a lot about their lives and how things started from social media. Now, we also know that people can start stalking others on social media, which is a very, very big problem as well. I know very many female friends who have quit these platforms because they ended up getting people that started stalking them from one platform to another, and also to a level where people are photoshopping, getting photos of a given individual, changing the head and putting them on all sorts of material, especially sometimes the material can be pornographic. Other times it is material that you really can't put somebody's face to. Now, Benjamin, the challenge of effects that come as a result of social media bullying in Uganda and I think elsewhere in Africa must be very big. But we fear to speak about them. We fear to speak about people who are in depression. We fear to speak about people who mentally need help. We fear to speak about mental health. Benjamin, in your own opinion, do you think social media bullying has got a way it is actually increasing the rate at which mental health is increasing in our communities today, especially within the youth?
Yeah, I think actually social media bullying is increasing mental health issues because so many people are getting depressed every day because they are being bullied online. And actually, people are not about they are not yet aware about mental health awareness. And it's also another challenge. And combined with social media bullying, people may not know their mental health status and they may be affected and may suffer in silence because they can't come up and defeat these bullies. Probably they have a big following and they are chasing crowd. So I think social media bullying is a big challenge to the mental health status of individuals.
Wow. Now I'm going to bring in Ernest. Thank you, Benjamin, for that submission. I'm going to bring in Ernest. And Ernest, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
Ugaman.
Ernest, you said you're one of the people that has ever experienced social media bullying. Benjamin has told us that in 2018 he faced a similar problem, and he actually had to go out for counseling, and that is what helped him recover. Ernest, how did you recover from the bullying that you received on social media? How did you get out of that state?
It took me a lot to get out of that, but above all, when you get into details and find more about the bully, you get to find that sometimes you're much more better off than the bully. Most of these people, okay, like they create avatars, let me say characters. They put themselves in certain positions, and they make you feel like they are above you. But when you dig deep, you'll find that such people also have something disturbing them. That's why they find themselves causing or bullying others. Generally, may find like because someone was bullied, that's why they're bringing up the whole bullying. They're making it like more of a culture. Like I should also experience what it feels like bullying someone. Normally, it's like more of a culture that moved from high school. Remember those old Asian schools, and now they're bringing it like more
Yes.
online. Yeah, so it becomes that kind of culture whereby if I'm bold and I'm able to get through it, then I bowl another one, like so it becomes like more of a chain. So when you do more research about the person bullying you, it gives you an added advantage to have confidence in yourself. You find like maybe the person is doing this because they're emotionally down, and you in your own state you've been actually okay, so you're better off than them. So that's one way. Then the other thing is always having people you look up to. For example, if I look up to Ugaman on Twitter, and someone is telling me what you're doing isn't the right thing, or abusing everything I do, and there's that one person who is like, no, keep doing it, you're getting there. So it helps you like try to forget about those who are bullying you. Like it's more of a distraction, so you focus more on those who believe in you. Like there's a going like
Wow.
if I tweet and no one likes, but as long as they have seen, you get. Or there's that one person who is always encouraging you, so you only believe in that. You don't look at the mass, like what are they going to think. Yeah, so that's why it's always good to look for role models in all aspects of things you want to do. Let's say I want to be an influencer, I look out for the best influencers. I want to be a model, I look out to a model, try to get in touch with them. So it is their comment that you'll go with, and it helps
Okay.
you like forget about the noise.
Wow. Ernest, that's a very good submission. So you're saying if you're gonna be if you're in this situation where you are in you've become a victim of social media bullying, then very first you need to have people that you can run to for advice and for guidance and stuff like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Those that you feel are really on the right track, because everyone
Yes.
has their own theory. People will come like, this is supposed to be done like this. Oh, you're supposed to look like this. You're supposed to dress like this. This is how you're supposed to type. But if you get someone who is ready to embrace even your little negative things or aspects and is ready to correct you on the side, and you look up to them, those are the ones you'll believe. They'll be like, by the way, I saw your video, but instead of coming to you directly online where everyone is seeing, they go aside and like advise you. Maybe that wasn't proper. That's how it's supposed to be done. So those are the people you look up to. So I also believe like you should have like a team of such people.
Do you believe we have Ugandans who have taken their lives as a result of this, but we never came out to speak about it? Do you think that is happening elsewhere in this community?
Yes. I've seen it happen actually. I think 2 years back or a year ago, there was a mob student who committed suicide. But anyway, this one was more of a relationship kind of affair gone sour. But what pushed him to go further were the messages that they kept exchanging in their chats. He was forced to get into social media, and when he tried to express himself, he was being bashed. Yeah, he was taken as a kid, like, so he ended up committing suicide. People were like, go ahead, let's see. You're psyching, playing around, just like that. And to prove them wrong, he had to do it. So I've seen one person go through that.
Wow. Very, very sad story right there. As we continue to go into this conversation, I'm right now thinking about how I think for a long time we have ignored this conversation that is entirely actually affecting individuals out there. I remember in 2017, I had about 2 friends who actually stopped eating because they had people that were trying to stalk them of almost all the platforms from WhatsApp to Facebook to Instagram to Twitter. And these people are always writing stories about them. So these guys reached a point where they started to hate life. And one of them made a decision to actually stay off social media completely. Now, we all know that social media is a source of information. Whether you will need to post or you will need to read, you will be on social media because you want to be updated, you want to be informed of what's going on. But also, it has been discovered because now that mainstream media, radio and TV are actually running all their coverage, all their programs on social media, a lot of gossip shows, a lot of people that talk about rumors and everything in the entertainment industry seem to be creating a challenge for the industry by spreading propaganda, which has resulted in 2 serious situations. A case in point is Sheila Gashumba. And jokingly, like how honest you have said it, jokingly, people come out to say the things they are going through. But because, like I said, our community doesn't believe that the mind can actually be affected, that the mind can become weak, and you have a lot of challenges going on in your life, many people are still laughing about the fact that someone is actually struggling to catch up with their own life because of what is being said about them, which goes to their families, their husbands, and their wives, and they are psychologically tortured. Who is not helping? Ernest, do you think we have given enough attention to this problem? Do you think our parliament, do you think our policymakers, the politicians, do you think they really know how big this problem is?
I have a feeling they know, but they are paying a deaf ear towards it. Because when you dig deep, you find that there are laws that are set up, like cyber harassment and what. But when people try to follow them up, they're not taken seriously. People see it like a minor thing, like a jeer. Someone has done this, and like it's a normal thing. It's a fist fight. That's what they look at. They don't look at the effect that is going to come up in the long run. For example, you may call me a thief, and yet I'm a cashier at a certain company. So the manager will lose interest in me. And that is how I lose a reputation. Someone may want to stand for, let me say, responsible positions in given fields. Let's say politics, let's say like any role, or apply for it. But you find because someone is bashing you and have said so much negative, you end up being disqualified. People have missed out on interviews just because of that. So, in my own opinion, I feel like the government should take up this situation very seriously. What guys focus more is bringing the information out, commercializing it, but they don't look at the effects that they are going to bring on the person. Because you may make a short video talking ill about someone, but what you have done is going to remain in their lives for probably a very long period of time, and still going to take a lot for this person to get out of this. That's why we really need agencies, governments, and whatever stakeholders to come in and take these matters very seriously. You have heard of issues whereby someone was accused of rape, yet it was false, and then in the long run, they even had to set them aside, interview them, put them on hold. They had a family to look up to.
Yeah, Ernest, on that point of rape, I have seen so many allegations on social media, and for a fact, towards end of last year, we had a chain of social media posts. We wouldn't verify them because it looks like these individuals decided to come on social media and reveal the challenges they had been having in life. They didn't go to police to report these cases. And also sometimes police doesn't show interest when these things come on social media. Last year in December, we had a chain of girls who started posting photos of men saying these are rapists. If you remember very well, we also had some men reacting by taking some of these girls that were posting this on social media to courts of law and petitioning them to actually appear there. What could be the problem? Is it that social media is actually creating toxic behavior, or is the toxic behavior in communities being reflected on social media?
Yeah, I may say that it's cropping up a toxic kind of behavior because social media has now been chained into a sort of a mask. So people believe that once they're there, they can't be found, they can get away with it. So it even gives them the courage to keep doing what they are doing. For example, when that on that issue of the rape, when this gentleman took the lady to court, and there was an action, such incidences stopped. People now started taking things seriously. I report a case well knowing I have evidence. I'm not going to just pin someone basing maybe because I have my own personal issues and then I bring it out there. So now people have that urge to look for evidence and then pin up someone. That's one good thing I've really loved about this situation. Back to you, Ugaman.
Yes. Ernest, the last question, but don't go off. The last question that I want to ask you in this segment, with your experience and the people around you and the challenges they go through, would you advise people to form relationships, romantic relationships based on social media? Would you encourage people to go into this kind of thing?
I wouldn't encourage them to go into those online relationships on social
Why?
media
Why, Ernest?
because I feel there are always strings attached. When things go sour, they bring it back to where it began from, and it really gets to spoil them. It gives them a very bad reputation. It becomes like some sort of a telemundo, and while you think people are enjoying this, people end up making fun of you, and it sticks to you everywhere you go. I've actually gotten managers who had requested me for people to work with, but they're like, I want someone on a clean slate. I can't hire so and so because of this scandal. So it ends up affecting them in a long run.
Fantastic.
So I wouldn't
So
advise that.
okay. So I'm going to bring in Benjamin. Benjamin has at one time been a victim of social media bullying. So Benjamin, you told us
Yes.
that you went to a counselor to help you recover from the situation you're going through of social media bullying. Tell us the process. How easy was it for you to find that counselor? And did someone just recommend? Did someone tell you that so and so can help you? Because I know there are so many people who are actually going through the same challenges today, but they can't find somebody to talk to. They can't find someone to trust and narrate their problems to so that they can be helped. How did you get connected to the counselor that helped you out of this?
Okay, thank you for that wonderful question. I actually had my best friend, I think she was called Shanita. She realized that I was totally depressed and I wasn't in my moods for about 3 days. And she actually had to call the counselor herself, that the counselor had to come home and she actually paid all the costs. So I must say it wasn't easy for me to reach that counselor if it wasn't for her. I don't think it is an easy process because most people are not professional. You may get wrong people, and even the professionals, they are not easily accessible. I think these people, like I was watching God's Plan yesterday. He said these people need to create more awareness about especially counselors. They are out there, but people don't know. They don't utilize them actually, and they have suffered in silence. Back to you.
Okay, Benjamin. The other thing, I know you are in your final year at MOOBS, and
Yes.
MOOBS has been one of the universities that has actually had some bit of scandals between students that fall into relationships, between a bit of rape allegations in hostels, where people go maybe to club and then come back, and people have all these stories posted online. Do you think the bullying that people get on social media has a very deep impact on how they perform at university? Do you think there is that correlationship between people who have been bullied and their performance at university?
Yeah, definitely. There is a big relationship between the academic performance and the cyberbullying effects. Now, imagine a situation where you're bullied before you sit for your exam. You've been depressed, you can't eat, you can't read. Definitely, you won't perform well because it will affect you in the exam. You'd be writing your points, but when your mind is not stable, it can't think deeper because you're depressed. think it has a big impact, and especially like rape allegations on social media. Someone may go for exams. They are fearing to be seen by their fellow students because maybe they are claimed to be rapists. So I think it has a big impact on their performance.
Do you guys have Benjamin? If a student has an issue like rape, or if a student has an issue like maybe they are being stalked on social media, and there are these people maybe calling them and sending them messages, do you guys have a desk at the university or an office one can walk to report such a scenario?
Yeah, we actually have the MOBS police station. Actually, in case you get such a problem, you first go to the MOBS police station, and then they are the ones to refer you to the right people, whether counselors or what. But you have to first get a letter from the MOBS police station, and then they refer you to the relevant people to help you out.
Okay. So looking into the situation as we wind up with this segment, Benjamin, what would be your
Yes.
advice? What would you advise people that are using social media today on how to safeguard themselves from all these social media bullying effects and all that stuff? What would be your words to people who are watching you right now?
Okay. My simple advice would be that every user would want to enjoy social media, and everyone has a right to use social media. But it is not good to make social media a difficult platform for other users. So before you post anything, before you do anything, before you comment, first think about what you're going to post. What impact will it have on the viewers, on the commenters? First think again before you post. How will this affect people? If it was me, would it be, how would I take it? So I think it is. The most important thing is to think about what you're going to post. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Benjamin. Let me bring in Patrick. Patrick is also was giving us some bit of insights. So let me bring in Patrick to give us some insights. Patrick, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, Patrick. I understand you also still a student at university, and
Yes.
have you seen any cases of social media bullying or cyberbullying within your university? Have you heard of those cases?
Not really. Not really. Maybe because the population in the university is not that big. My university, anyway. Yeah, so people may not face such challenges too much.
Okay. And Patrick, what
Yeah.
would be your advice? What would be your advice to social media users, to all other people that may be doing cyberbullying out there, maybe trolling people, body shaming, and stalking, people of the opposite sex? What would be your advice to all social media users on how to safeguard themselves and how to stay out of trouble?
I think for the opposite sex, for the ladies as well. That's what I'm trying to say. For the ladies, I think they should ensure to be decent in whatever posts that they put out, because there always those pornography disclaimers that the apps use and they put out to the users. And to the men, I think it's not really ethical to harass someone online, because no one would love to see someone they're related to, let's say a sister or their girlfriend or their mother, being harassed online. In the end, it catches up with you. So I wouldn't advise any male or any female to do that. These platforms are for us, so that's why it's called social media. It's for us to socialize like to be friends with each other and to use these platforms in harmony for the betterment of ourselves.
Wow, fantastic. So let me bring in Ernest here. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that submission. Fantastic. Ernest, I just want to know what you think that people who are using social media currently need to do and how they can stay out of trouble. What would be your advice to people who are on social media today?
My advice, actually, I have a couple. Then, one thing is you should try to draw a line between social media and your real life. Don't put too much of your real life onto social media. At least have that limit, because when people know so much about you, they'll have so much to write about you. Then another thing is try to be real. Be yourself, because most people, they try to fake realities. They put themselves in positions they are not in. They act to be people they are not in actual sense. People who they themselves can't even be, but they use social media to portray that they are those kinds of people. So you find, like, in the long run, when they discover your weakness, they end up exposing you. But when you're real, you really know, like, whatever is being put out there, that is me. No one will have anything against me. So it's always good to be real. Then try and engage in conversations that are building, not those that are destructive. That's why it's always wise, like, not to jump onto any hashtag that you just see out of the blue. Always make research before you post, and put yourself in someone's shoes before you think of doing something. Imagine you're the one, and then such a thing is happening to you. So in other words, you should always consider what putting yourself in someone's shoe, like, if I'm the one there, how will it affect me? That's all I have to say. Then also, I think you should also limit the time on social media, because when you're all the time on social media, you run out of content, and when you run out of content, you start to think of content that isn't really engaging. Not engaging, but content that really has no value. You look at bashing at others, you try to follow stories. Yeah. Then to those bullying, before you portray something, make a ground check. Is it really true? Because we have had false stories online. Back to you, Ugaman.
Thank you so much, Ernest. That was a very wonderful submission. And I think at this point, this chat has actually just introduced this conversation, guys. And we are going to expound because at one point, I think we're going to have a mentor expert. In our next discussion, we shall invite a mentor expert to actually join us in discussion, maybe during the course of the week, so that we can have a proper discussion on how people who have been affected by social media bullying. I'll tell you this for the truth, guys. Individually, I have been on social media for a very long time, and I have had my deep downs as well. Sometimes we try to shelve off. We try to build a thick skin. To deal with negative energy, to deal with people that are really letting us down. But I can tell you, there is a moment you get to, and it becomes too much. And truth is, social media bullying or get pressure, any other in that does really depend on how rich you are or famous you are when it happens, it is a serious problem. It's a serious problem that you must actually be able to work on. So sometimes we keep quiet and then it keeps hurting you. It affects your thinking capabilities. It affects the way you interact with people. You start to create this hatred in yourself that is coming as a result of how people treat you. So even though for many of us, at times you reach a point where you really now get focused and ignore the negative calling, the negative comments, many people do not have that potential. Many people do not have that patience to reach a point where they say, hey, let me wait, things will get better. Many people quit these platforms. So this conversation to me is very, very important, and it is very close. As people that keep using social media for business, as people that keep encouraging more people to join in, we must also come out to sincerely open up these conversations, to tell the people that are joining that, hey, social media bullying is real. Social media stalking is real. And there is quite a lot of people on social media with a lot of negative energy. And this is how to deal with it. Because the world has suffered with cancer for the longest time. It has suffered with all these other diseases like COVID. Our generation is likely going to suffer from a lot of mental illnesses. And these mental illnesses are coming from very many different backgrounds. People are jobless. People are on social media and they're being attacked with all this kind of information and negativity. People are doing drugs, and because of the stress and the depression, they are forced to go into drugs and stuff like that. So if you focus on all these challenges that we have today, most likely mental health problems are going to be a very huge challenge for us in the future. But hey, as we wind up this conversation, I just want each of you guys to give us your last remarks and also tell us the names you use on social media so that people can be able to follow you. And I'll start with Benjamin. Tell us your last remarks and also tell us the social media platforms where people can be able to follow you.
Okay, thank you. So my last remarks, I would say to everyone watching, social media bullying is real. You may not experience it today, but tomorrow you may be the one. So don't judge people. First get facts before you judge people. And don't be the one to cause depression to others. Let us come together, and I know it is unrealistic to say that we can end it, but we can reduce it and its effects if we join hands and we come together, we monitor what we post. And also, I think the relevant authorities like UCC, they have control over these conversations. They should come up and tighten their rules about social media bullying and actually create more awareness. Some people actually bullying others because they may not be aware that social media bullying can land them into serious trouble. So I think there is also a need for more awareness about social media bullying, its effects, and the rules regulating it. So that's all I have to say. You can follow me on Twitter at IgumiraB, Instagram Igumira Benjamin Jr., Twitter and Facebook Igumira Benjamin Jr., LinkedIn Igumira Benjamin Jr. Back to you, Ugaman.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. And this actually opens up a very big conversation that we're going to be having in this space. So let me move very fast to Ernest to give us his last remarks. Ernest, the platform is yours. Please give us your last remarks and tell us the platforms where people can be able to follow you on social media.
My last remarks are to all those using social media: try to look for a niche. Look for something you're really good at, let's say a topic and anything, and focus on that. This will help you focus more on productive things and bringing you towards the things that are less productive. Because if you
Ernest,
have
can you hear
something,
me?
Yes, live and clear. Like I was saying, look for a niche. It will keep you
Yes.
busy. If I know I'm a musical influencer, I'll focus more on music. I wouldn't join bashes that are bringing down people. So anything to do with music, that will be my thing. So I advise everyone to like get a niche. Then lastly, social media bullying cuts across all demographics. It's not for only the rich, poor, or the average, whatever you call it. Everyone, it affects them in the same way. It's just like the way you handle it. Then, if you are bold, try and seek counseling. Be around people. Get people to motivate you, encourage you, and look up to people to be somewhere or be somebody. Then I'm on Facebook. I use Adoa Ernest. Twitter at Adoa_Ernest. LinkedIn Adoa Ernest. And then I'm also on Instagram Adoa Ernest. That's basically where you can get me on all the social media platforms.
Thank you so much, Ernest. Of course, we had a little bit of some, I think, network hinges there. But thank you so much, Ernest. And right now, allow me to move to Patrick. Patrick, you're going to tell us your last remarks and also tell us how people can be able to connect with you on social media.
Pardon?
Patrick, you're going to tell us your last remarks as regards
Pardon?
this conversation, and then also tell us the social media
Yeah.
platforms where people can connect with you.
Okay. Cyberbullying has been going on for quite a while on social media and mainstream media as well. We've had people talking about it, and they have been complaining. Some have got emotional distress, but I think it's time to really start calling it off, because more and more people are joining social media, and we don't have to discourage them to join it, because it's very essential in like we've seen in these COVID times. People are using it for business and all the sort. So if you come out and start conversations away from the real things that affect people, we can't really have that. It's the 21st century, and we need to change a few things. Yeah. If you're to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Sekapatrick, all small letters. Sekapatrick7 on Twitter. On Facebook, Sekapatrick Timothy. You'll be getting me. Those are the main apps I use. Also on LinkedIn, Sekapatrick. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Patrick, and thank you so much for the wonderful remarks that you have given us. Also, I want to thank you guys for spending off some time to come and have this discussion. There are quite a number of things we may need to perfect, of course, the network, and I hope over time we shall find which network gives us the best form of having a proper discussion without all these, network issues that can be disturbing us. But thank you very much for joining this stream conversation. And of course, the conversation continues on other platforms of social media. And we are going to be here always to come and have conversations on issues that are affecting communities. Our next conversation is going to be on social media bullying as well, but we are going to have a psychiatrist, or we're going to have a doctor that deals with mental health to be able to actually expand our discussion to include what can be done, where can the victims go, who has a platform to welcome these people to be helped. So that is the conversation we're going to have. But for now, I want to thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Tout Media, for coming together to put this show together. this is just the beginning. There is quite a lot of things we're going to be discussing, and we're using these platforms to drive a voice which we think in the end is going to create a very, very big change in our society. So thank you for watching. For everyone that has watched us, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And hey, we encourage you all to stay safe and get better, not bitter. We shall see you next time. And that has been the show. Stay safe and stay blessed.